slick videos with the Hollywood model. But there was a big lie in those lyrics. Here's Chris Conley.
As the lead singer for his band Lights Over Paris, Robert Mawhinney wanted to be a rock star in the worst way. In this, he succeeded. Mawhinney fulfilled his every rock and roll fantasy, starring in sexy music videos. Throwing wild, all-night parties at his luxury dwellings across Los Angeles, including this 10 G's a month riot house in the Hollywood Hills.
I have no idea where all the women came from.
Loud party. Hey, if it's not a felony, let's keep partying.
Hitting the road with no expense spared. Spraying pricey champagne off the balcony of a penthouse suite, deploying an in-concert money gun.
He really liked the idea of shooting money into the crowd.
Even building this one-of-a-kind, fabulously appointed $750,000 tour bus.
It's called the Future Liner. This window here will go all the way around, like 270 degrees, really cool. Over here is just gonna be, lounge area, TV on the wall.
He had all this, and a key rock star prerequisite, tons of apparent self-confidence. But most of all, Rob Mawhinney had serious stacks of cash.
I basically had an endless bank account with money inside of it.
What no one realized until the bill came due was that all of it, the whole star-spangled shebang, was not what it seemed to be. A big lie.
Right from the get-go, a complete lie.
As a teen in Orange County, Mawhinney idolized high-energy rock bands who'd climb the ladder to multi-platinum success, like Blink-182. But by his mid-20s, he and his homeboys weren't going anywhere. Lights Over Paris had no recording contract, no gigs, no merch. Yet somehow, Rob had cheddar like a cracker barrel, brimming with bank and the urge to spend it on things like trips to New York City.
It was crazy. There was a lot of booze, a lot of champagne, and the hotel suite ended up getting trashed at the end of the trip.
Brian King had responded to a Craigslist ad to be a videographer for Lights Over Paris. What he saw in New York, no rock, but a whole lot of high rolling.
I didn't observe any shows or any rock and roll. He got a bunch of his buddies from LA. They all flew to New York. One of my friends, they got him to street through several blocks in Soho.
But then the 5'6" frontman, now calling himself Rob Tall because, why not, landed in an LA recording studio, doing a Lights Over Paris album with professional musicians, even a string section in support. One small problem. He didn't have a label, and he'd never made a record before.
A lot of people didn't really know what the deal was with Rob. People just thought he was a really wealthy guy who wanted to be the next Blink-182.
But with his Blink and You Missed It rock resume, Rob dug deep for top-shelf help. A choreographer, Fat Rhymes from the rap star Game, and a six-figure video. Cast from a pool of women, the star is the femme fatale in Lights Over Paris's Turn Off the Lights, stunning Olivia Hart, scream queen of sci-fi's Sharknado-esque TV movie Arachnoquake, spotted a lag in Rob's swang.
I got in the transportation van, and I knew that it was Rob sitting right next to me, the guy that I was going to be kissing that day. But he did not say a word to me. I think he was a little bit nervous.
You can't make out with your teeth on.
No, I know, I'm just saying, for that part.
After the scene, he's like, that wasn't as scary as I thought it was going to be. It was definitely a first for him, and he let me know that.
Olivia says she soon began to wonder about the source of Rob's boundless bankroll. What did he say to you when you asked, where's all this money coming from?
He told me that when his grandfather had passed away, he received some inheritance.
I was working with my grandfather, and we'd buy lots, we'd buy land, and we'd build houses on them, and it succeeded, and I made a couple bucks.
It was a big lie.
Yeah, I know that now.
He had a problem with people thinking he just walked into having money.
In fact, Rob had walked into banks and asked for millions in loans.
The loan officer in the bank asked Mr. Mawini to provide proof of the statements that he made in the application regarding his assets and his income.
To loan officers, he produced documents listing $8 million in stocks, and this accountant prepared 1040. 4 different banks issued Mawini loans to the tune of $11 million. But as Lights Over Paris toured, it turned out there are some things that money can't buy. Like fans.
A couple girls told me about a sold-out show about this band, Lights Over Paris, and so I wanted to come and see what was going on.
When rock photographer Derek Brad got to the North Star Bar in Philadelphia, those on stage nearly outnumbered the audience.
There was less than 10 people here.
It was sold out because Rob Tall had bought all the tickets. Only the Lights Over Paris street team couldn't even give them away. Then on October 1st, 2011, the night they were to play the Roxy on LA's Sunset Strip, Rob didn't even show up, sending a DJ in his place.
Why wasn't Rob doing the show? I guess his high school reunion was that night?
And how about this for a remix? That's the DJ getting served on stage with legal papers, intended for Rob, now way behind on his Riot House rent. The parties were over. 1 year later, Rob was arrested in Miami. The $11 million in loans and the documents he submitted to get them? Yeah, about those.
The tax return was entirely fake. And the CPA, whose name was on the letter, we interviewed, and he said, Robert Mawini? Never heard of him.
Then there was that big money in stock statement from Schwab.
This is what was submitted to the bank.
And yes, it says here $8 million total account value.
That's correct. And then we obtained from Charles Schwab itself the account statement for the period May 2009, and here you can see the value in the account, 0.
Another big lie.
Another complete fabrication.
Rob was charged with multiple felonies and would plead guilty to 4 counts of making false statements, would take responsibility for his actions in court, and would be sentenced to 7 years in prison, from where he called us exclusively with a mea culpa for all that madness.
The thing I regret is kind of losing control. My lifestyle was crazy, and I was hoping deep down that I could rectify the situation and pay these things back.
Now, between his Bible study group meetings, Rob says he's taking guitar lessons. Turned out Rob really wasn't a gangsta or a player.
Why would I spend so much money on a tour when we're not U2 or Green Day? That's one of the things that I sit in my cell and regret.
Here's a man who wanted to be a star, but apparently didn't have the talent to do it. He had to do it through crime.